In this, our second of two videos looking at graphing linear equations in Excel, we're going to look at what moves the graph, the linear graph, up and down the y-axis. In the first video, we covered how to graph and what changed the steepness or the gradient of the graph. And we saw that in the standard form of y equals mx plus c, or b, that m equals the gradient and c, or b, equals the y-intercept, which is also the constant term. And each of these graphs, 2x plus 2, 4x plus 2, and 8x plus 2, cut the y-axis at 2. And each one was just a little bit steeper depending upon the value for x. So the higher the m value, the steeper the graph. So let's go and see how the y-intercept moves it up and down the y-axis. For this graph, y equals 2x plus 4, we want to set our table of values. Let's set our table of values. So we will. So with x, we want to go from -5 through to 5. So I can go to -5, -4, and see the pattern. Then I can copy the pattern down till I get to +5. That's what I want. Now, this y in terms of x equals twice x plus 4. So I've got to tell Excel that we're going to put it in a function or a formula. So it's 2 times twice shift 8, and it's A34, cell A34 plus 4. And that's given us our y value. So we'll just copy it down, and we'll see that twice -5 plus 4 equals -6, and twice 5 plus 4 equals 14. Now, as with anything in Excel, if we want to work with the data, we've got to highlight it. And in this instance, we'll tell it that we want to insert a graph or a chart, as it's called in Excel, and we want a scatter graph with a line on it. So there we have a graph of the equation y equals 2x plus 4, and it cuts the y-axis at 4. Now, you can quite easily work around and see which of the elements you can change. What I'm going to do here is just quickly change the chart title. Quickly change it, and we'll just put it as y equals 2x plus 4. 2x plus 4. So there's the graph of y equals 2x plus 4. We can put a legend around there. We can move things around. You can do all that. What we're doing is highlighting data and inserting a graph, working with a graph. Now this time I'm going to go to +6, and we should see it move up the y-axis. So we'll go to y equals twice x plus 6, twice x plus 6, and we've got the same value for x. So let's go to our x value and our y value, table of values. No, we don't need the x, we've already got the x. So that would just go for another y value. And again, it's twice x plus 6. So tell it it's a formula. So it's 2 times shift 8, 2 times A34, cell A34 plus 6. And it does that, whatever is in that cell, that's what it will do. So let's copy the formula down. There's our formula. You'll notice that it's now where x equals 0, y now equals 6. So let's do this, highlight that data, tell it that we want to insert the graph. The type of graph is a scatter graph with a line, and you'll see that in this instance, let's move this across a little bit and this across here, you'll notice how now same values that this has cut the y-axis at 6, and here on the table of values x equals 0, y equals 6. So let's do one more, and we'll do a negative value, minus. So we'll do y equals twice x, and we'll go to minus, say -4. and we'll go here for our y value. Again, we'll tell Excel that we're going to be using a formula or a function. So it's twice x, it's twice times shift 8, and it's A34, and then minus 4. Oh, yep, minus 4. So it's given us that. So let's copy the formula down. Copy the formula down. And now you'll see that twice that minus 4, twice negative 5 is negative 10, minus 4 will be 14. Twice 5 is 10, minus 4 will be 6. So again, let's highlight. We're telling Excel this is the data we want to work with, and this is what we want to do. We want to insert a graph or a chart, and we want a scatter one with a line. And you'll see here how the graph has moved down. Exactly the same graph, it's just moved up and down the y-axis. So what we've been able to do in both videos is show what increases or decreases the steepness of the graph. It's a straight line or linear graph. It's the value of m. The higher the value of m, the steeper the graph. And it's the y-intercept, or c, y equals mx plus c, or b, this one here, 4, 6, and then negative 4, that moves it up and down the y-axis. So you should be able to then play around, and you can alter your graph, the effects on the graph, all those sort of things, titles, legends, you can put them down the bottom, you can put them to the right, you can change the title of each one. So there isn't an issue, X and Y axis, you can label them, you can label each graph, you can look at that. But that is how you graph, highlight data and graph it in Excel. Okay, thanks.